everybody. We are starting our day over in Plant City, Florida. Our one goal today is to rail fan the S and A lines in between Tampa, Florida. Our first train comes at Plant City, a southbound loaded ethanol train under the ID K42730. And K427 is as-needed loaded ethanol from Chicago, Illinois to Tampa, Florida's Hookers Point ethanol terminal. This train originates on the Union Pacific and interchanges with CSX in Chicago. And something fairly odd for today's ethanol train. One of the first buffer cars, which separates the ethanol from the locomotives, was an empty coal hopper. This isn't seen too often, as the railroad would normally use covered hoppers of some sorts. However, it gets the job done, so the railroad will use it anyway. And off goes 5,700 feet of loaded ethanol headed for Tampa's Hookers Point terminal. But immediately after, we skedaddled over to Lakeland, because we heard a K219 coming south passing Vitus Junction. CSX K219 also comes from Chicago, but goes to New Wales. K219 is empty phosphate hoppers returning back to the Bone Valley. New Wales is a major phosphate processing plant, and according to Mosaic, the largest one in the world. This train was also being hauled by two CSX AC 4400 CWs, this time in YN3 paint.
Train ID K21930. Engine 573, SC hydrant copy. Center line 1A, operate on main track, south direction. From NAS Western Yard main track, SAS Southwestern Yard main track. MWF.
That is correct, second effective at 10:52 MWF.
That was a pretty nice one, I thought. And the next train on my list was Amtrak 91. It had a, let's just say, special unit on the head end. However, there was a local train around Plant City that wanted to head back into Winston Yard, and he needed to get by the South Winston Pass switch before 91 did. So he got permission through, and we set up for him. This being CSX train 0708, a local train that heads south from Winston on the A line and switches customers around Plant City. And not too long afterward came Amtrak 91, powering out of Lakeland Station. He had one of two Amtrak Heritage units lettered in the Heartland Flyers Big Game Train scheme. Many rail fans call these units the Little Game Train because the logo is very small. However, it was still a nice catch nonetheless. What was kind of ironic today was that this unit, along with the second Big Game unit, number 50, were both in Florida. Number 157, the one we're about to catch, is on Amtrak 91, the southbound Silver Star from New York to Miami, and number 50 was trailing on Amtrak 97, the southbound Silver Meteor from New York to Miami. There were no other trains in the picture, so there were no more trains until, you guessed it, 91 came back out of Tampa with the same unit on the head and set up in Plant City this time. The next train that was to come was the daily long mixed freight out of Tampa, Florida, Q442. What you may be also wondering about, I know, is the train to the left. What train is this, you may ask? Well, I don't know the exact ID on this train, likely a WO something. But regardless, it is a solar-powered ballast train that has been sitting in Plant City siding for over a week now, with an SD40-3 on the point, and this day it was idling. But they didn't get a crew for the time we were there, so we just got to see Q442 bypass it in the siding. Like I said before, the train and the siding didn't get a crew for the time we were here, so we headed over to Tampa to get a few photos of a train that I had heard about in there before. However, we got sidetracked by a K357 coming out of Rockport Yard. K357 is one of those infamous Bone Valley local trains that runs back and forth all day, delivering phosphate from the Bone Valley to Rockport ship terminals and back again, and back again. Here we catch him at the 78th Street Bridge, also known as the Tampa Bypass Canal, which passes under the S line heading into Yeoman Yard. By this point, it was about 5:45 p.m., and we had no intentions on staying out much longer as we had dinner waiting for us at home. So on the CSX S line at Tampa, Florida, this is Kotabeaner out.